You will be looking at 20 hyperboles for kids. And along with that, you will also be looking at what is a hyperbole in the first place. And you can try these out when you are talking to people. What is a hyperbole anyway? A hyperbole is just a fancy term for an exaggeration. Example number 1 is so cold that polar bears wear jackets. What that actually means is super duper freezing. An example is after the blizzard, it was so cold that polar bears were wearing jackets. I hope you could just notice that this is also another type of figurative language because it doesn't mean exactly what it says. The second example is so hungry I could eat a horse. It actually means very hungry. An example is after a week of fasting, I was so hungry I could eat a whole horse. Next is it's so hot outside I could fry an egg on the sidewalk. That means extremely hot outside. An example is this summer it was so hot I could fry an egg on the sidewalk. The fourth one is a bazillion dollars. It means very costly. An example is our new house cost a bazillion dollars. Next is thin as a toothpick. It means very slim. An example is after exercising 5 hours a day for 31 days, she was as thin as a toothpick. The sixth one is ran 100 miles. It means ran a lot or a long time. An example is I ran 100 miles to get here. It means the person ran a lot to get to that place. Next is old as dirt. It means very old. A way you could use that is this computer is as old as dirt, but it still works as if it is brand new. The eighth one is told you a million times. It means told a lot of times because a person can't possibly tell a person a million times to do something. A way you could use this one is I told you a million times not to drop the cell phone. The ninth one is walk as slow as a snail. What that actually means is walk very slowly. How you could use that one is while we were shopping, we walked as slow as a snail. Probably what happened was that the shoppers, the customers, were looking at the things super slowly and they walked super slow. The 10th one is never stops talking. It means talk for a super long time. An example is Rachel never stops talking when it comes to math. The 11th one is 2 seconds. That means a short time. An example is it took me only 2 seconds to get here. The 12th one is happiest place on earth. And it means the place is a really happy place to be in. I'd give that hyperbole to Disney World. Disney World is the most happiest place on earth. The 13th one is you can't eat just one. The meaning for that is a food is extremely tasty and you want to eat more and more. That's the kind of situation you would say that in. An example is once you take a packet of Lay's potato chips, you can't eat just one. The 14th one is since the Stone Age. It means for a really long time. Miss Bryan has been teaching here since the Stone Age. The next one is always working. It means to work for a long time. Jimmy is always working. Next comes 50 years. It means a long time. we waited 50 years for this book to release. Next is a mile wide. Very long, and this is one of my favorite ones, because an example is, her smile is a mile wide. The 18th one is, it's raining cats and dogs. It means raining very heavily. An example is, during the tornado, it was raining cats and dogs. The next to last one, the 19th one, is old as the hills. This means really old. Oops. And an example is, this school is as old as the hills. It doesn't actually mean this school is as old as the hills. It just means that the school has been around for a long time. It's really old. The last one is, hear a pin drop a mile away. And what that means is to hear something quiet a long distance away. Susan could hear a pin drop even a mile away. And that was our last hyperbole. I hope you loved these hyperboles just as much as I did, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon below to get notified for some more engaging videos. Until the next episode, bye!